Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Wheels from West to East, and in this video I'm going to show you a recipe that is absolutely not from the East. I'm going to show you how to make Dublin Pork Pie. Now before we start, I'd like to point out that I've never been to Ireland, so I cannot be sure that this is the way that it's done there. So if there's any Irish people looking at this video, watching the video, sorry, and you find out that what I'm doing is completely wrong, please let me know. But in any way, this is the recipe that I know, and I hope you like it. It's a little bit more complicated than the usual recipes that I do, in a way that actually it requires you to stay in the kitchen quite a lot for multiple preparation parts, but it's not all that hard either. So once again, hope you like it, and see you soon. Here's what you need to make this pie. There's quite a lot of ingredients this time, so we're gonna start with mashed potatoes, some ground cheese. You can use whatever you have. You can use cheddar or other cheese, or even Parmesan if you have. It's up to you. Chopped smoked bacon, chopped and cleaned pork meat, peppers, button mushrooms or whatever mushrooms you prefer, it's up to you. One chopped onion, largely chopped, don't chop it too small. From the spice rack, thyme, garlic, fresh or dried, up to you, freshly ground black pepper, salt, some flour, and lastly a beer. Okay, so before you start, you have to prepare your mashed potatoes. If you have, you can make homemade mashed potatoes or dried mashed potatoes, whatever you prefer. If you use the dried version, you have to add butter yourself on top of the default recipe. So while it's still hot, you add some of the cheese, like 1/2 of it. Keep the rest for later on, for the final part. Just mix it all in. While it's still hot, it has to mix well. And you put it aside. We're gonna use this a bit later on. So for the first part of the main preparation, you have to preheat oil in a flat bottom frying pan. And you're gonna add the meat. Add all the spices, the garlic, pepper, thyme, and salt. Stir all that, just real quick until the meat is all pink, whitish more. Once it becomes white from all sides, we're gonna add the onion in. We're gonna leave it for about 5 minutes, so that's alright. I'm gonna add the onion now. Do it. So stir it again and leave it like that for about 5 minutes. Next, we're gonna add all the remaining ingredients. So I'm gonna add the mushrooms, bacon, and the peppers, and stir it all over again. for another 3 to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add the beer. Next I'm gonna add the beer. Normally this is done with dark beer like Guinness, but I don't have any, so any beer will do, I guess. So add the beer, lower the heat a little bit to like medium heat, and leave it simmer until there's very little liquid in the pan. So I can't tell exactly how much time this is gonna take. Depends on how much heat you're gonna apply, and if you use frozen vegetables or fresh ones. So leave it like that, and just we'll come back to it once almost all the liquid is gone from the pan. Alright, so the main preparation is almost ready. Just one last small step before we put it in the oven. You can see that almost all the liquid is now gone. So now we just have to add the flour and stir it well. Make sure it covers everything. If it doesn't, if it's not enough, you can always add a little more. And just leave it for 1 minute like that, and then we're gonna put it in the oven. For the final part, you'll need a baking pan, oiled. So I put a little bit of oil here. You just, very simple, you just add all the meat inside. Spread it evenly. Okay. So, good, something like that. Now you're going to cover it with the mashed potatoes that we prepared earlier with the cheese. So cover everything with this. Everything has to be well covered, nice and even. Finally, add the rest of the cheese over, sprinkle on top. You can add as much as you want, if you like a lot of cheese, And now you can put it in your preheated oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, and that's it. Hope you like it. And there we go, homemade pork Dublin pie. Hope you like it, and see you soon on What's to Eat.